Well, you messaged me during the game, didn't you? Well, this is nice. Something tactically to talk about, something to get your teeth into from a tactical point of view. 1-0, clean sheet. You can see what was trying to be implemented. How do you feel?
Oh, it's brilliant. Actual football team again. It's been a long time. And for the first time, you get players close together, combinations start happening, they make some nice passes. And if they're close to the ball, they can win the ball back quickly when we lose it.
What was it tactically? Break it down for us. What did we see today? What formation did we see?
Yeah, we saw a 4-2-2-2, so 4-2-2-2, and the big difference from before was that our wingers today, or the wide ones, they weren't right on the touchlines like the fullbacks, they were narrower. And that made a massive difference because Palace were sitting deep in their 4-5-1 or whatever they were playing, and they were sitting really narrow, which meant that because Sancho and Bruno were inside, they had to sit narrow, they couldn't go, so Dalot had space, Tellers had space, and Dalot today, an actual footballer on the right. Makes a big difference.
So what do you think? KG said just say that WAN-BISSAKA's got competition,
he's
but
done,
do you think
WAN-BISSAKA's done?
You say he's not going to play anymore?
No. He's got a footballer on the right side. WAN-BISSAKA is gone. Anything Dalot did today, WAN-BISSAKA cannot do it. He's every time Dalot, at the end of the first half, I wasn't sure if that was Dalot or Cancelo. That shot top corner, almost. That was class.
Does that show some of the talents that the other fullbacks do have? Because we've seen Luke Shaw for ages, we've seen WAN-BISSAKA for ages as the shoe-ins. No matter what happens, unless there's a massive fixture pile up or an injury, and it is injuries kind of keeping them out now, but. Are they showing enough now to actually say, look, there's two other fullbacks there that could give us a different dimension if we use them differently?
I mean, it's no coincidence. First time they both had a run really in the team. They're starting to defend properly. Before a couple of games ago, Tellers, every time he played, he's going to get skinned 2 or 3 times. He's had a bit of a run, calmed down a bit, and defending better now as well. Same with Dalot. I think on the left, Luke Shaw, when he comes back, he's playing. But on the right, there's a real question now, and WAN-BISSAKA's in trouble. He's got to learn to play football or he's gone. And I think as well, if your player doesn't give the ball away, you haven't got to do as much defending. If you're on the front foot, if you're constantly tight to your man, if you're not constantly out of position, it's so much easier. We saw today, every time Zaha got the ball, Dalot's touch tight straight away. WAN-BISSAKA's constantly sliding in because he's 5 miles away to start with. He's got to make a sprint and then get back in. That's why he keeps doing these slides.
It's the same on the other side with Ayew on Tellers. It's like, he might have given away a couple of fouls, but the aggression to be right up him in terms of touch tight, no turn, let him know that actually all I can do is either set it back or try and win a foul, but it's the aggression that was there.
That's the big thing, it's all mindset, and it's tough to change that so fast, but Rangnick's obviously done a good job yesterday. He's only had yesterday, and he's already changed them from sitting off and not really reacting when we lose the ball to straight away go and do it. I think there's still a bit of a way to go because sometimes players were standing about a bit, but you can see he's made changes already, which is good. I think out of possession, fantastic with the pressure. Everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. On the ball, sometimes with Sancho and Rashford on that side, or Ronaldo and Bruno on the other side, they're on the same line. So it's a bit difficult for the guys behind them to find them. But that will come with time. They'll get used to it. They'll find the passing options, find different lines, and all of a sudden will look like a proper team. But it's today. It's just the difference between someone old school, like a bit harsh on Ollie, but it's old school tactics of you've got to be either in the centre or right out wide on the touchlines. Versus actually, there is a little bit in the middle, and that bit in the middle of the wings and the centre is the key to modern football. They call it the half space. That is the key.
Exactly. Thomas Tuchel always talks about getting into those half spaces. What I've found is out of possession, very, very compact. And if the ball did go to the left back or right back, that's when Sancho would come out of that, or Bruno would come out of that, go and press that. But then after that, retreat back into the, like you said, that narrow kind of 2-2 that we're seeing. Rashford, talk to me about Marcus Rashford. Is it he's just having a bit of bad form, or do you think now there's a new manager, he's going to start kicking on? We all talk about, a lot of people talk about Fred and McTominay and Maguire, and it's like Rashford just kind of goes under the radar a little bit. Fantastic assist obviously in the last game, quiet from him again today. Mason Greenwood comes on, does well, gets an assist straight away. Talk to me about Marcus Rashford and where he's going to fit into this 4-2-2 formation. I
mean, Rashford plays in moments at the moment. I don't think he knows. I don't think anyone at the football club could tell you if he, in that 4-2-2, if he's better off as a forward or if he's better off as the winger, sort of playing just inside. He doesn't know himself. And to be honest, when he first got into the first team, he wasn't ready. If those injuries that weren't there, he would have taken at least 2 more years before he was anywhere near the first team. And it's still parts of his game he's got to improve. His decision making is not good. He's still quite raw. He's not refined yet, like Hudson-Odoi or someone that you trust to make the right decisions. He's slick with his passing. Rashford's not that yet. He's not an out-and-out striker. Doesn't get in the box like you want from your forwards in that situation. He's not an out-and-out winger. He's not creative enough.
So you still see him as quite raw, and so someone like Rangnick and the direction we want to go and can coach that style to him.
He's got to coach him, and I think it's at some point Rashford's got to say, you're right, this is my position. I'm going to do everything I can to get better at this. This is the skill set I need to develop. I'll do that. But he hasn't yet, and he's still making the wrong decisions. A little bit slow, a little bit off the pace. I think with more games he'll get better, but you've got to give credit, first of all, today to Fred. He's had 3 years now under Ole of he's just been on his own doing about 5 players' jobs.
What is it that people don't see in Fred where he takes a lot of the stick? You know, he's not good enough, he's not this, he's not that. Is he resilient? You know, we've all seen the good and the bad and ugly of Fred over the last 3 or 4 years. But what are we seeing now from him that are the positive attributes?
I've been slating Fred for years because he's still a little bit sloppy, a little bit inconsistent with his weighted passing, not quite right, which is what you need from a top midfielder. But when you get players around him, so that if he does go and bite and press someone and he doesn't quite win it, there's someone right there to sort of help him out, bring the player down or whatever. All of a sudden, you're putting him in a system where the things he's not good at are mitigated, and like the things he is good at, he can go and do, win the ball back, be the energy in the team, and we saw it today. I didn't expect him to score top bins.
I don't think he did with his weaker foot as well.
No, but to be fair to him, he's done well, and you put any player in a proper system where they know what they're doing, apart from Bruno today, who did make a couple of mistakes, we can talk about it in a second, but the rest of them today all of a sudden look better. First time, and I think since Maguire has come to the club, that I've seen him and Lindelof 10 yards inside the opposition.
This looks assured, playing high up, and you know, to play at Man United as a central defender, the expectancy at the big club is you have to be able to defend one-on-one. Oh, yeah. I can't have someone looking after you all the time. You look at Van Dijk, you look at Ramos, you look at Diaz, you look at the top centre-halves that are around in world football. I can defend one-on-one. And they're both taking care of their own jobs, not having to firefight for each other. That's what I saw today.
It's not just the top centre-half, it's the top players. The reason you pay big money for top players is you can take more risks. And if you do leave someone one-on-one, they're expected to deal with it. That's the point of paying 80 million for your centre-back. And today, he's actually done it. But the reason he's done it today is because we were so high, to even get to the edge of their centre circle, Palace has to play through 11 or 10 of our players. That's tough to do, especially when the reaction's instant from United on losing the ball. When you've got players around the ball, that's the big difference between what we had before, where you got Greenwood right all the way on the touchline one side, Rashford all the way on the touchline the other side. If Rashford and Bruno lose the ball there, Greenwood's too far away to help. This time, they're so tight that they can't pass through the middle. They've got to go around the outside. It makes it so much easier to press and so much easier to defend as a team, and makes it easier for your centre-backs as well. Everyone did their job. Even De Gea, to be fair to him, didn't have much sweeping to do, but every time we were high, he was on the edge of his box, if not higher, which was nice to see as well.
Finish off, who was your man of the match?
Diogo Dalot. What a performance. Monster.
That's 2 in a row now as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
WAN-BISSAKA's not...
WAN-BISSAKA's gone. He's done. He's done out there.
Nice one. Appreciate that, man.